feel like so many of us feel burnt out by work, burnt out by our routines, burnt down by just life. Burnout is basically unresolved stress. Burnout doesn't happen like that. It actually happens over time. Over time, when we just have stressors and stressors and stressors that we do not address, feeling so overwhelmed that taking care of yourself is so hard. And I ended up creating a burnout recovery routine whenever I first started feeling the symptoms of burnout, to be able to combat and reverse the burnout. Now, sometimes though, there are gonna have to be some actionable things you need to do in order to get out of your situation, like finding a new job or changing things up, doing better habits. But I think the biggest thing that feels the most in control is our routines and our habits. That is one thing that we have control. So that's why I created some non-negotiables to help you establish a healthy night routine that will help support you get out of burnout. I hope that this is helpful for you. Here's one of the things that I love to do for my night routine, and that is taking a shower or a bath the night before the workday. When I've been burned out, the last thing that I want to do in the morning is take a shower. It almost feels like you're dragging in the morning. By taking this at night, I'm like reducing my morning routine. I'm reducing the time it takes me to get ready. And so I did a workout today and already washed my hair. So what I'm going to do, instead of taking a warm shower, I'm going to take a warm bath just to relax. Taking either a warm bath or a shower can help relax your muscles, which is probably very tense. I remember when I was burnt out and like just my whole body just felt so fatigued and tired all the time. It just never felt like I had enough energy. When I'm taking a hot shower, that's like promoting tranquility. When we take like warm showers or a warm bath, the change of the temperature is actually gonna make you feel calmer. So I'm all for a nice warm bath. We're gonna set that up and continue our night routine. Took a warm shower, changed into some comfy pajamas, and I am feeling good. There's nothing like a warm bath to just like make you feel cozy. I was feeling a little tense, and that literally just rejuvenated me and made me feel so good. I made myself some peppermint tea. One of the things that I like started incorporating in my eating routines was actually getting like some type of tea, something that helps promote like calmness. I like peppermint tea after a heavy meal. Today we had Chick-fil-A. Like I didn't feel like cooking. I was overwhelmed, and so I was just like, I'm not even going to cook tonight and I'm gonna just go to Chick-fil-A. And so we had Chick-fil-A, which I felt was pretty heavy for me. Like it was like a very heavy meal. Like I might have like eaten too much than what I needed or my body needed. And I think that's a lot of us. Like when we're feeling burned out or overwhelmed, we may gravitate towards faster food, right? Like we're just trying to survive. And so when we're trying to survive, we're not always going to make the healthiest choices. And I think it takes time, right? We're calling this burnout recovery night routine. So it's okay that happens. So a way to like combat, like so that I don't feel so full, and when I feel super full, it's uncomfortable to go to bed. So peppermint tea has so many benefits for like digestion, and it also helps with sleep, mood, and I love that. You can also try chamomile tea. I kind of like alternate between those two. Chamomile is more like soothing, more like sleep time tea. I really recommend it. I also like it just because it's warm and I love feeling it. I just like feeling the warmness of the tea. I don't know, I just feel that's so soothing. But that's one of the things that I highly recommend, especially if you're like, you know, leaning towards those like heavier meals. Because again, we're just trying to survive here. So we're trying to survive. We're not like really making all the best choices, and that's okay. Like, I'd rather you do some healthier choices than trying to feel like you have to do everything perfect. And I think a lot of the times the internet nighttime routines do everything perfect, self-care, long to do things, reset, clean up the kitchen and stuff. Like, no. Today, all I did was unload the dishwasher and load it with the new dishes, and that's it. That's okay. That's all I have capacity to do today. And I think it's one of those things, that's a tip, to do what's within your capacity. Like, I know sometimes we feel like we have to do it all, but try to do your best. Try to do at least one thing. You know, I know we feel like, oh my gosh, one thing is gonna take forever, but I literally unloaded my dishwasher as the time to steep my tea. So like, I steeped this tea for 4 minutes, and I used those 4 minutes to just like get it done, and it was so quick. Sometimes I think when we're overwhelmed, things feel like it's gonna take more than 4 minutes when it's not. So try to do that. It's 8:22, and I have an alarm that lets me know when I should shut down my phone, my TV, all devices, and that is 9 p.m. I think this is so crucial, especially if you are burnt out, because one of the things that I noticed when I was burnt out is I almost wanted to continue to stay on my devices to kind of make up the time that I didn't have for myself. This is actually called revenge procrastination. This is due mostly because we make this decision to sacrifice sleep for leisure time, and that is driven by a daily schedule that is lacking in free time. So when we don't have free time, maybe it's your work, just life, it's just taking too much of your time where you don't have any alone time or any leisure time. We then tend to stay up late scrolling, like consuming information, because we feel like it's like, this is my time, like I can't go to sleep. If I go to sleep or like start setting up for the night, I'm gonna lose all my day. I'm sure you've had that thought, because I've had that thought too, but that's probably the opposite that we want to do. We actually want to create a consistent sleep schedule, because when we create a consistent sleep schedule, we're going to be able to take control more over our routine, over our lives, and it's so beneficial. Like right now, like I said, it's 8:20, it's almost 8:30. And once 9 o'clock hits, I'm actually going to charge my phone here in the living room and then head to my bedroom and either start reading on my Kindle. That is the only device that I make an exception for. All other devices are away from my bed. I don't even have a TV in my bedroom, because I know that if I had one, I would probably be laying down watching TV, scrolling. If I had my phone, I'd be scrolling on TikTok, and that is just not helpful. So if it's one thing that you want to start with, it is giving yourself an alarm to signal a nighttime routine. That doesn't mean you have to do anything. It just means like you're kind of priming yourself to, you know, come up with a time that's going to be like your wind down time, if that makes sense. I love journaling. It's my favorite thing to do. I always recommend my clients to do it. I often gravitate towards the 5-minute journal or the peacefully productive journal. That's the one I'm currently using right now. But the 5-minute journal I think is probably the best one if you're burnt out, because it only takes 5 minutes. It has prompts, it's super easy. Like, it really does not take a lot of energy. I think it's just so important for us to write and process our feelings and emotions. There's so many stressors that we often carry, and that often leads to not having a good quality of sleep. I've known so many people who struggled with burnout, and insomnia is like the number one thing that they struggle the most with. Like, they feel like they're so tired, but they can't go to sleep. I used to be like that. I used to be someone who is so tired, but I couldn't go to bed. My mind was running a million miles an hour. I was dreading the workday the next day replaying like, oh my gosh, like conflicts and things, people that I needed to talk to, emails that I needed to respond. And it was so overwhelming, but journaling allowed me a space to just process everything, write everything down. And what am I gonna do? Like, ruminating about it at night is not going to be helpful at all. It's only going to make me not want to go to sleep. And so journaling has always been the thing that has helped me just feel a lot more calmer and at ease. And I highly, highly recommend for you to start journaling, even if it is just like a one sentence prompt to make it easy for you. And just say like what went well today, or what is something that you want to let go today, or what is one thing that you want to let go from today. I think those are some easy prompts that you can follow through. But yeah, journaling is such a helpful mental health tool. Nothing feels better than a cozy little setup. I tend to do my bed in the morning. That way when I like hop onto bed, it's easy. Like I said, when you're burnt out, like you have a limited energy, you just don't want to do anything. I'm actually like really tired today. It's only 8:30 and I already did my peppermint tea and journal, and I usually start doing this at 9. Like I said, I have a 9 alarm that goes off that tells me when to like shut down the device. I still have my phone obviously, but since it's still not 9, I still have a couple of minutes. So I might just like chill, relax. I probably will scroll a little bit, but I'm only gonna allow myself until that 9 p.m. starts, because let's be realistic, we're all gonna do it. But I'm just gonna lay here and do that for a little bit. And then I'm gonna show you my go-to exercise that really helps release some tension when we're burnt out. I think it's so important that our bed is conducive to a good night's sleep. That means having the temperature of your room a solid good temperature. I hear that having like a cold bedroom really helps with good night's sleep. And I tend to lower the temperature at night. That way I feel more comfortable. It's more conducive to a good night's sleep. My husband and I put these little cozy lights that we got at Target, so that I could feel a lot more dim and light. I have actually a light on, so I'm going to show you how it looks like. But isn't that cozy? I mean, it's a little darker right now, but isn't that so cozy? Let me show you my setup. So this is my setup. We honestly, my husband is like a hot sleeper. So what we do is we just use blankets. We both use our own individual blankets. It helps us so much have a good night's sleep. And it just makes making the bed so much easier in the morning. But this is my little setup. I have this alarm clock. So I think I told you that I do not use my phone as an alarm clock. I almost recommend you don't use your phone as an alarm clock. Make sure you put that in a separate bed, in a separate room. That's what I do. I actually got this new alarm clock. I've been using it. Well, it's not new because I've been using it since June, and it has been game changer, because it actually has so many features. You could actually play like certain soothing sounds, meditations that you could follow along with. Also, you don't need to have it doesn't have like that blasting, you know what I'm talking about, that blasting iPhone alarm. I've even looked at like changing the alarm for my iPhone, and I couldn't find one that worked, and I would have to download a song, and I just didn't want to do that. I feel like I don't know about you, but like with my anxiety, if I have a song, like if I repeatedly have the same song, it will be stuck in my head. So I don't do that. I really like just having the separate alarm clock. This alarm clock is called the Lofty clock, and I can set it up through my app, and I have all of my, let's see if you can see, I have all of my alarms. So tomorrow I actually have to wake up early. but you can actually set up the sound. The sound is so soothing. It actually has kind of like a two sets of alarms. So your alarm rings and it's like this very calm, like gradually helps you wake up. It doesn't like alarm you, like gradually helps you wake up. And the second one is actually a little bit more upbeat. And I love that because we ain't trying to feel super alert and get all our, like, you know, our heart pumping and all that. Like in the morning, you just want to have a soft wake up. Like you're already overwhelmed and fatigued. You don't want that. I also have the lamp, the lofty lamp, and that one's really cool because you can adjust the lighting. There's very different light, like a lot of different lightings to suit certain moods. I've been reading a lot about like light therapy. There's like a red light therapy, and apparently red light actually helps brain health. So there's so many awesome things. And you don't necessarily need all of these to combat burnout, but I do definitely think that there is something special about just having a regular alarm clock. I'm gonna show you a very, very, very brief PMR. Like this is not the usual script, so bear with me. But what I want you to do is I want you to find a place that you're comfortable with. This could be you sitting down, laying down. We're gonna lay down. So I'm gonna want you to lay down. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to first point your toes. I want you to point your toes, and we're gonna start from the bottom to the top. So we're pointing our toes, tensing our toes, and then we're gonna release. We're gonna take a deep breath, and we're gonna tense our calf muscles and hold for a little bit, and we're gonna release. And then we're going to tense our butt cheeks. And then we're going to release. Now we're going to our stomach, and almost like you're doing a crunch. So you're going to do that, hold it, and then release. Now on your arms, I want you to put your hands in a fist, and I want you to hold tight on that, and then release. Now I want you to hold your arms up as if you're pushing something. Hold it tight. This may feel a little silly, but bear with me. And then release. And then what we're going to do is our jaw. So I don't know about you, but I clench my jaw all the time. There's a lot of tension here, so we're going to clench for a little bit. Clench your jaw. And then release. So that is just a very quick, abbreviated version. I am actually going to put down below the longer version. That way you can do it. I literally just gave you the quick one, especially when you're stressed out. Something that I didn't do because I'm laying down is to put your shoulders up and then release. You know, what we're trying to do is just release the tension. It doesn't have to feel hard. And if PMR doesn't seem like something that you want to try, that's okay. You can always try gentle stretches, you can do yoga, but at least something, even if it's just a child's pose, just something that could help you stretch, let go of the tension for the night. And then it's time for bed. I am actually going to read my Kindle. Like I said, once 9 o'clock hits, we put the phones away and really, really prioritize our sleep, because that's good for our mental health. And I hope all of these tips helped you, made you feel like there's something that you could do to really help you with recovering from burnout. I hope this is something that you take, that it is in your control. Your night routines are in your control, whether that is your job, maybe it's a life circumstance that's making this season of life hard. I hope that this was helpful. And if you love this video, make sure you hit a thumbs up. I hope you consider subscribing to the channel. I'll talk to you soon.